Hello, grade 7s. We're going to use this as another opportunity to go through some examples. So we're looking at a table of values here, and it says give the expression for the following table of values. Again, we've got our input, our x, and output, the y. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at this table of values and come up with the expression. So like in a previous video, we might have said to take a look at what you think the skip count is. In this case, if we were to look at it, what is the skip count that's happening between each of these numbers? And so we'll take a look and see, hey, it's going up by an increase of 3 each time. This number becomes our numerical coefficient, and in this case, it was 3. Again, we know now that our expression is going to be 3x something equals y. So we're going to try it out and see if it works. And again, it needs to work for at least 3 of the inputs. So we'll try it. 3 times input for 1 should equal 5. 3 times 1 is 3. How would I get to 5? 3 times 1 is 3. Add 2 would get us to 5. So we're going to propose that our expression for this table of values is 3x plus 2. We'll try it out. 3 times x, in this case 1, is 3. Add 2 equals 5. We'll try it again. 3 times 2, this being value x, add 2, so 3 times 2 is 6, add 2 is 8. We'll try it again for input for the value of 3. 3 multiplied by 3, add 2 is equal to 11. So because this expression worked for 3 of our inputs, we know that this is the correct expression. Another example that we were saying is seeing here is give the expression for the following table of values. In our last example, we saw that the increase was up by 3s, and then we saw the expression is a value of add 2, or the constant. In this example, there might be something slightly different. So again, our first step is to look at what the skip counts is occurring. In this case, our skip count is going up by 5s. So we know our expression is going to be 5x 5x something equals our y value. So we need to try to make it work for at least the first example. So let's try that out. 5 times our first input of 1 is going to equal 3. Wait a second, 5 times 1 is 5. How do I get to 3? If you guessed that you would subtract 2, you are correct. A constant could also be a subtract or a negative number. In this case, 5 times 1 is 5. To get to 3, I would have to subtract by 2. So we're going to propose that our expression is 5x subtract 2 is going to be equal to our y, or our output. Okay. So let's try it. 5 multiplied by our input 2 is 10 subtract 2 is equal to 8. 5 multiplied by our input 3 subtract 2 is equal to 13. Again, this worked for 3 inputs. And therefore, we know that this is the correct expression. Take some breaks in between and be sure to try out some examples. This is a third example, and you're already looking at it and saying, wait a second, I see a negative number in there. Grade 7s, it is possible that there will be a negative number in the output. And in fact, there could also be negative numbers in your input. But for now, we'll take a look and see that, oh, wait a second, our input is 0, and output is -2. How am I going to do this? The process does not change. Your first step is always going to be to check out what is the skip count between each of these numbers. In this case, what is the jump from -2? Let's look back at our chapter 9 integer knowledge. -2 to +1. How many numbers in between? Well, it's going up by 3. And from +1 to +4, it's also going up by 3. So we can safely say that our expression is going to be, our numerical coefficient is going to be 3, multiplied by our value of x is going to give us the value of y. So we will try it out. For the first input, the first input is 0, 3 multiplied by 0. Well, that's an easy one, that's 0. So how would I get to the value of -2? 3 times 0 is 0. To get to -2, I would have to subtract 2. So we're going to propose that that is our expression. 3x subtract 2 equals y. We tried it out for the first input. Let's try it out for these two. 3 times 1 is 3. Subtract 2 is 1. 3. Replace the x for value of 2. 3 times 2 is 6. Subtract 2 is equal to 4. This worked for 3 of our inputs, and therefore we can safely say that this is the correct expression. So if we were asked what would be the value of y when x is 10, what would be the value? So we would just use our information here by saying, 3, and replace the input with the value of 10. 3 multiplied by 10 is 30. Subtract 2 is equal to 28. I invite you to try this expression, or this example, and give it a go. Try to come up with the expression for this table of values using the steps that you saw in this video. You can check in with your grade 7 math teacher, Miss Alvin, Mr. Lipan, or Miss Weisensell for the answer. Take care.